Zohran Mamdani's mom was caught in the Epstein files. Yes, that's his mother right there. Now, her name is Mira Nair. She's a filmmaker. She's also a Free Palestine activist who had the nerve to petition the Academy Awards to exclude actress Gal Gadot from the awards ceremony last year because Gal Gadot is Israeli. I mean, that was the only reason. Now, Mira Nair doesn't seem to be aware that discrimination on the basis of religion and national origin are both illegal, and that she would have subjected the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences to scrutiny by the DOJ. Now, that's what would have happened if the Academy had listened to Mamdani's mom, and now she's been caught in the Epstein files. So here's an email from Peggy Seagull, a publicist who had a close relationship with Jeffrey Epstein and his accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, the email is addressed to Epstein at jeevacation@gmail.com. That was one of his email addresses. Peggy Seagull is writing to Epstein about an after-party for a film directed by Mira Nair. Now, Bill Clinton and Jeff Bezos were at the party. Now, Peggy Seagull writes, film received tepid reaction. Then she writes about a party at Bloomingdale's for Hilary Swank and Richard Gere. Now, as a publicist, Peggy Seagull does parties. Then she writes, going to be in Wall Street tomorrow, more to come. So, this indicates she knew Epstein well. Now, the depth of her social ties to Epstein were discovered by Hollywood in 2019, and that's when the studios and networks began ostracizing her. Netflix and FX cut ties. Many studios refused to work with her. Now, here's a photo of the cast and crew of the movie Get Out. Peggy Seagull is on the far right, and here she is, speaking at an event. Now, Mira Nair is sitting right there in front. And, okay, here's Zohran Mamdani and his mom at a luncheon hosted by Peggy Seagull in 2017 for the movie Get Out. So, Mira Nair's ties to Peggy Seagull are well established through these photos and the email. Now, understandably, the reaction against Zohran Mamdani has been swift. Let's watch.
That's right, we know about your mom. Now listen, we was with you, Zohran. We voted for you, Zohran. We advocated for you, Zohran. We advocated for you. You ain't getting up and get up in there and lie to us. You lied, Zohran. Shame, Zohran.
Shame! Shame!
The first lie was 6 beat, Zohran.
Shame!
6 beat had the final say.
Now, the protesters are apparently Mamdani voters. They're outside Gracie Mansion there, and we heard what they said. Mamdani lied to them. Now, here's another take on the betrayal felt by Mamdani voters. Okay, Mamdani's mom parties with Epstein's crew while he lectures New Yorkers about justice. Classic. The same elite hypocrisy he weaponizes to push rent freezes, defund cops, and turn New York City into a Democrat Socialists of America daycare. His entire brand is performative radicalism funded by the same circles that shield predators. So the champagne socialist label is proving to be accurate for Mamdani. And let's keep in mind that Epstein's victims were young girls from underprivileged backgrounds or they needed financial aid. Now, Epstein and Maxwell preyed upon their needy circumstances. Now, Ghislaine Maxwell is literally an heiress. Now, she grew up extremely wealthy in Britain. Now, later in life, her father's fortune collapsed, but her own circumstances were always very lavish. And here's another take. Now, this tweet says, Mira Nair, infamous Bollywood filmmaker and mother of Zohran, at an Epstein party 1 year after Epstein was legally convicted of being a pedophile. Now, they were proud of Zohran Mamdani as mayor. I hope they're now equally ashamed that his mother, Mira Nair, appears in the Epstein files. Well,
that's right, we know about your mom.
Now, I'd say from that video clip that Mamdani voters seem to realize now whom they elected. Sympathy for Epstein's victims among Mamdani voters is real. Now, the information about Mira Nair was part of the DOJ's release of 3.5 million pages from the Epstein files just a few days ago. Now, according to the compliance letter filed by the DOJ, there were 6 million pages initially because they erred on the side of over-collecting to avoid missing any documents. Now then, after weeding out duplicate pages, they produced 3.5 million pages. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if Congress calls our USAG, Pam Bondi, to testify about the process used to ensure compliance. Now, the letter describes the steps they took, and the reason the DOJ gives for the delay in production is that document handling was a manual process for the most part. They had to collate documents in different formats and even locate materials after 20 years in some cases. Now, according to the letter, the redactions apparently were limited to sexually explicit material. Now, those victims are redacted. Okay, this document is about Bill Gates. It seems to be an application for financial aid. Now, some victims have spoken out already, disappointed because their information wasn't redacted and mistakes could have been made. Or maybe the DOJ decided that some victim information wouldn't be redacted. And that could be because the document wouldn't have made sense with that many redactions. Now, what the DOJ might have done is to balance the privacy interests of victims with the public's demand for the information. Now, a document like this, for example, is obviously from an investigation into Epstein. Now, the DOJ has said repeatedly that there is no Epstein client list, and to avoid that type of suspicion, maybe the DOJ had to release some victim information just to convince the general public. Now, the Epstein files can be accessed from this page. Advance this. And they give us a link to the Library of Documents. And we can search the Epstein library through the search bar. That's very helpful. But they have categories of documents here: court records, DOJ disclosures. Okay, so let's search. Let me type in Mira Nair's name. Just Nair. Okay, all these documents come up. Let's go to the first document. Okay, there. And there's the email from Peggy Seagull. And there may be more updates later from me as I go through these documents. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and don't forget to subscribe.